Caleb Maupin, Press TV News. There have been some reports coming out that a lot of the money allegedly being raised for Syrian refugees is actually going to fund terrorism. Can you talk about this? And also, you mentioned that a number of the insurgent terrorists are from Jordan, and that there have also been reports that Zatari refugee camp, the United Nations refugee camp, is a recruiting ground for the terrorists. And is there any possibility that the UN is in fact enabling this terrorism to continue?
Billions of dollars have been collected in the Gulf states. Billions of dollars have been collected in the Gulf states by so-called NGOs, charity organizations, but also by foreign intelligence services, to be sent to the camps as well as to inside Syria to instigate terrorist acts against the Syrian government. The Syrian government kept asking the Syrians living in these camps to get back to their country, where the government will assume its responsibilities in hosting them the way we are doing it, actually, for millions of Syrians displaced internally. So we don't want to see any Syrian living abroad in these so-called camps, which are a territory for rapes, for early marriage for girls, for training terrorists. It's a haven for training terrorists and recruiting terrorists and sponsoring terrorists from all over the world, actually, not only from amongst the Syrian community living in these camps. So this issue is very important and very crucial. We shouldn't only focus on the form, we should focus on the substance. We should focus on those who are sending these billions of dollars from the Gulf states. Why they are sending these billions of dollars? Why they are imposing sanctions on the Syrian people? Why USA, the European Union and the Gulf states are imposing sanctions on the Syrian people? If they care about the Syrian people, they wouldn't have imposed sanctions on the Syrian people, which prevents such sanctions that prevents the welfare of the Syrian people. So these countries' governments are an integral part of the problem. They cannot be helpful to solving the humanitarian situation in Syria. They created this humanitarian situation in Syria by sponsoring the terrorists, by imposing sanctions, and by misleading the public opinion on the real situation prevailing inside Syria.